Hello friends, this is Raj Sastry from Raj Option Trading. Today is January 8, 2022. Let's look at top stocks with a heavy short ratio. We'll start with the market update, look at stocks with a heavy short ratio. From there onwards, we'll go after better companies with a positive gross margin, positive sales growth, and low valuation and low debt, and so on and so forth. So with that, let's jump in and get started. So from a stock news perspective, as you can see here, we got Nasdaq, S&P 500, and the Dow Jones all fell, for the fourth day here. There is a worry about spiking rates, so we have to be careful here and go from there. And there is also worry about inflation. So with the inflation peaking higher, we got to be careful here. And so many of these growth names are going down, as you know here. So many of the investors are really selling some high growth names and going after the dividend stocks. That's what is going on here. Dividend stocks are really in style right now. And we got unemployment rate here. It's dropped big time here. There is a full employment here. This will give further ammunition to feds to increase the rate slowly. So I think it's also playing out here. So there's a very high chance that we'll get rate hikes, maybe couple them or maybe three or four of them. So we got to be careful here. And with that news, banks are rallying, as you can see here. So many of these banks are already high. So we got to be careful to buy only the stocks which are really good value at this time. We don't want to be chasing the stocks which are already high. So with that, let's jump in here and look at more update here. So we'll look at market update from Thinkorswim here and see what's going on. So as you look through here, we got Thinkorswim platform. Look, we got here S&P 500 ETF here, or S&P 500 futures. Look what's going on. Last couple of days here, S&P 500 is going down. So right now, as you can see here, S&P 500 is really bouncing off of 50-day moving average here. So you got to be careful here. It basically came below its 10-day moving average, 25-day moving average. Now it's trying to come below 50-day moving average. So right now it's a little bit weak, as you can see here. So we have to be careful and buy selectively. Then as you can scan through here, Nasdaq is again more weaker here. Nasdaq came below its 100-day moving average here. So we got to be careful. All these high growth names which went through multiple price expansions last year, they're coming down nicely, as you can see here. It's a great time to cherry pick and buy some great names here and go from there. And Dow Jones Industrial Average is a little more stronger, as you can see here. This one is trying to bounce off of its 25-day moving average. So because we got a lot of industrial names here, high dividend paying stocks, that's why it's a little bit stronger compared to other indices. Look, Russell is really pummeled here. It's coming down big time. Russell is even below its 200-day moving average here. So we got to be a little bit careful with the low cap stocks here. Probably we got to be more selective. So with that, what we'll do is we'll look at futures in terms of bonds and gold and see what's going on there. So as you look through here, we got a quick chart in the bond market here. Look what's going on here. Let's quickly make this bigger. On the bond market, as you can see here, we got all these bond names here. 30-year bond is really sold off big time. Look, it's below all its moving averages, even below 200, 100, 25. It's below all the moving averages. This is really indicating Fed is going to stop. They're going to taper down bond buying. They might even sell some bonds they have. So as they do that, the supply of bonds will increase and the demand will be low because Feds are not buying anymore. So that's sending the yield higher. That means interest rates will go higher. So that's what is going on. Look, interest rates are going higher. This is 10-year interest rates, as you can see here. So as this happens, because bonds are selling off big time, yields are going higher. Stock markets also, high growth names are really rotating out here, and low growth, high dividend paying stocks are in style. Because bonds are selling off, you're not getting a good appreciation in bonds. That's why folks are going after the high dividend paying stocks where there's a good appreciation. Look, crude oil is a nice run here, as you can see here. So at this time, you got to be careful with the crude oil. We should not be chasing the top here, but it's okay to buy some quality names here. And gold could be okay to buy slowly here. It's trying to see where to go here. Came down big time. Now it's trying to stabilize here. There are some good gold names you could slowly buy and go from there. So now we'll go back to um, more updates here. So as you look through, from an ETF action perspective, we got some of these top ETFs. Look what's going on here. We got S&P 500. As you can see here, it's getting sold off. And we got here 1 day, 5 day, 10 day, all sold off, as you can see here. RSI is 49, but be careful, we are still almost at 52-week high here, just 2.9% down. So it's too early to buy SPY. We got to be selective here. On the other hand, QQQ, as you can see here, is getting completely sold off here. So QQQ, as you can see here, down 1 day, 5 day, 10 day, big time, even 1 month it's down. But look, RSI is 41 here. That tells it's sold off here, and it's just 7% below 52-week high. So we got to be careful here. Buy some quality names here also, and not entire QQQ, and go from there. And one of my favorite strategies, really keep watching the IV percentile here. IV percentile is very high in QQQ. That tells you could sell some put options deep below current stock price and get some good premium. So if your portfolio supports, you could really make some money off of selling put options, and make some money, given IV percentile is really inflated here, too high for an ETF like QQQ. And we got low cap stocks like IWM here. IWM is sold off. Look, up to 6 months here, it's completely sold off here, and it's down big time, 11% from all time high. So it looks like small cap names are really getting sold off completely. On the other hand, Dow Jones Industrial Average is a little more stronger. As you can see here, it's down for 5 days but up for 10 day. It's just 2% below its all-time high here, 52-week high. So we got to be careful and selective. Typically many people go after winning stocks. That may not be a good idea. We got to be selective and buy some beaten down stocks with a good prospectus. They will ensure a good bounce back as you go forward. So with that, as you can see here, with the interest rate going higher, financial stocks are rocking here. They're going nicely higher, as you can see here. So I think it's okay to look at some good names in the financials, but I would not chase after all of them. Look, RSI is 664. That tells it's already going higher. We should not be chasing after them. Instead, buy some quality names. And look, we got TLT, the treasury here. The bonds are getting sold off here big time. It's down even for 6 months here. So with the Fed's tapering down, there is no more supply, as you can see here. And crypto is falling down. There is a huge news about crypto, and it's completely falling off of the favor here. If you are contrarian like me, it's a good time to buy some crypto slowly. Don't buy a lot, buy slowly. Also buy some good stocks like BTBT, Marathon Digital, Right Blockchain, and so on and so forth. Buy slowly and accumulate. These crypto will bounce up and down. You can make a good money if you buy when they're down like this slowly, and average down as you go forward. Look, real estate is going down, as you can see here. With the interest rates going higher, folks are afraid to buy home at this time, and they're also afraid to refinance with the fear of higher interest rate here. That's what's going on. Even up here, real estate is just down 5.2%. So we got to be careful with the real estate also. On the positive side, consumer staples are going higher. All these consumer staple names, you got to buy, all this your shampoo and soap and whatnot. So you got to buy them. So that's why those are going higher. Whenever there's uncertainty, these consumer staples will hold up the value pretty well. These are defensive. That's why you got to be careful. The wrong sectors are in the leadership position here. So we got to be a little bit careful here. Healthcare is not strong, and gold is also giving back a little bit. So look, RSI is low in these names. You could buy some good stocks in these areas. So with that, let's go in and look at a few more things here. So as you can scan through here, we'll not cover this in detail. the high risk, high reward areas like technology, consumer defensive, biotech, semiconductor, all down big time. So this is the time you could slowly buy some of your favorite stocks, like Nvidia as an example, and AMD, and even Microsoft for that matter. Buy them slowly and accumulate, given they are coming down nicely. Look at the RSI levels. RSI is pretty, actually right here, RSI is pretty low for them, and looks like biotechnology is completely sold off here, very low RSI here. And then finally we got other names here like industrials. Industrials are holding up pretty nicely, as you can see here. They're doing well. You could buy some quality industrials which are not up right now. It's not a good time to chase industrials. Look, RSI is already 59 here. That tells it's overbought at these levels. So all these names, you got to be careful. Keep watching the RSI. If the RSI is high like XOP here, oil and gas, stay away a little bit. Let them come down to you. On the other hand, home builders are pretty okay here. You could buy some of your favorite home builders like Pulte Homes, Toll Brothers, and DDH Horton, and some of those names here, and go from there. And metals are also, as you can see here, sold off here. You could look at some great metal stocks and go from there. And look, fintech down, cannabis down, all these names are down here with a very, very low RSI for most part here, with the exception of autonomous driving. So you could look at some opportunities in these areas. Look, solar is completely sold off here. It's down even for 6 months here with the low RSI here. So you could look at some of these names here, including cloud, which is down big time, lowest RSI in cloud, as well as fintech here. You could look at some of those areas and buy slowly and slowly accumulate and have it for long term here. So with that, let's jump in here and look at the stock news in the heavily shorted stocks. From a stock news perspective, we got Beyond Meat. Beyond Meat is getting clobbered, as you know. Short interest keeps going, but one thing I noticed is off late Beyond Meat is slightly going higher. That tells you that maybe some short squeeze type thing going on here. If you're interested, you could slowly buy some Beyond Meat. Understand it can become a long-term play. And we got here few stocks ready to bounce according to Motley Fool here. We got Twilio, Fubo, Lemonade. Lemonade has got a high short ratio. Stock has been down. You could look at that for a for a short squeeze type action here and go from there. And then you got Blink Charging. The stock is completely sold off here. High short ratio. You could buy some Blink Charging at these levels and go from there. And then you got your few small cap names here to buy. These are really good ones. And we got Kasawa or Sawa here with the high short ratio. Sawa is a good stock for you to jump in, jump out for the swing trading. You could look at that one too. It's got a high short ratio. I also like KLIC. That's also a good one here. And then you got Right Aid here, high short ratio. Stock is slumping, and the CEO Hayward bought a lot of shares here. Could be a good one. If the CEO buys his own company share, that could be a turning point in the company. And then you got three growth stocks that could change and become big winners. And we got Qualcomm, C3 AI, and Palo Alto Network. You could slowly buy them into this weakness. Typically, I've seen this movie so many times. Stocks will get sold off so quickly, and then finally they will come back pretty strongly. So it's a good time to buy slowly some of these quality names like Qualcomm, C3 AI, and Palo Alto, and other good names. And then you got Marathon Digital here. According to this news item here, Marathon Digital, may not be a great buy at these levels here, according to Business Daily. And also from a news perspective, looks like BlackRock as well as Fidelity, they bought some stake in Marathon Digital. I'm a contrarian. I'm slowly buying some Marathon. I know they got some investigation going on into the company, so I think it's okay to slowly buy, but don't buy a huge quantity. So with that, let's jump in here and look at short stocks. So first we look at stocks with a heavy short ratio and volume greater than 1 million. So here, this is really, all the stocks with a heavy short ratio. There is no other criteria except for volume greater than 1 million. Keep watching here. Look at the short ratio. Huge short ratio. It's in the descending order. Typically what I love to do is really, I love to look at least positive gross margin here. As you scan through this list, only few companies got positive gross margin. Workspace with a nice positive gross margin here, but very low sales, as you can see here, just $2 million. And then you got few more. So I would be looking at such candidates and then going after those. And also look at Sentinel here, nice institution buy here. You could nice insider buy. You could look at that one too here. And Nikola looks like institutions are buying Nikola. And also keep watching when there is a action in these heavily shorted stocks in the near term, like 1 day, 5 day. Look, ISIG here. It's got a nice short squeeze already. I would stay away from it for now. Look, RSI is a little bit higher. But on the other hand, if the RSI is lower, and if they are slowly going higher, you could take a look at those. As example, Workhorse here. Keep watching Workhorse. This one is trying to go higher in 1 day here. That could indicate a turning point here, even though price to sales ratio or the valuation is sky high. If you're a contrarian, you could take a look at that one too. So I would look at stocks that are going high slowly here in the near term and go after them. Look, App Harvest trying to go higher here and low RSI. You could look at such candidates and see if you can make use of those situations for a short squeeze type play. Same story with the SFT here. It's trying to go higher in the near term. You could take a look at such candidates here and see if it's good to buy at these levels here. So with that, we'll we've got two more charts here with the same information. I will let you go through, use the same situation, same analogy here, and look at the stocks that are having a nice insider buy or institution buy. For example, this VTNR here and a few more here. Look at those candidates here and see if they are going higher in shorter term here in 1 day, 5 day. If so, it may be okay to slowly buy into them and go from there. Look, China data trying to go higher in the short term here and a low RSI. You could look at such candidates and see if it fits your investment thesis and go after such names here. And let's look at next page here. Same scenarios. We got high short ratio names and volume greater than 1 million. No other criteria here. You could look at some of these candidates here and see if it makes sense to you. What we'll do is we'll go after a little more quality here. We'll look at positive gross margin companies and see what we can do here. I like this list here. I want to at least have some positive gross margin to really consider buying some of these names. At least there is some fundamental. So with that, let's jump in. So all these companies, as you can see here, they got positive gross margin. Keep watching the gross margin here. All I got nice positive gross margin. So that's why I like to look at such companies here and not all the list of stocks here. So with that, here also applies same principle here. Keep watching insider and institution action here. In some names like Beyond Meat, there is some institution buying, and Sentinel one of my favorite stock. There is nice insider buying here. Look at such candidates and then look at the 1 day, 5 day. If the stock is trying to slowly go higher in 1 day, 5 day, like the one right here, Beyond Meat, you could slowly buy into that one here. And look, we got two more here with the Sentinel and SFT here, trying to go higher slowly in the short term here. That will kind of indicate there is a turning point coming here. You could buy them slowly, given they're trying to have a short squeeze here. And we got a few more, as you can see here, with the nice 1 day, 5 day here. You could look at such candidates here and see if it makes sense. And as we talked about here, RIOT CEO is buying their own company share here, and there is a high short ratio here. You could look at such candidate here and see if this makes sense to you. Look, RIOT, as you can see here, got high debt ratio, and look, 22% short ratio here. Stock is trying to go higher in 1 day here. You could look at such candidate here and go from there. And we got continuation here, two more pages, same information. It's in a descending order of the short ratio. So this is the next page here. As you can see here, we got more stocks here. Look, I like stocks like RIOT blockchain. It's a good one you could buy here. It's down right now, but look, institutions are buying RIOT blockchain. C3 AI, same story. You could buy this one too. Slowly, it's been going down as you know here. But look, short term, it's trying to go higher. It's a good long term play also. And we got a few more names here. You could look at such these names here. Look, we got Virgin Galactic has been going down off late big time here, trying to go higher in the short term. You could look at that one too here. So with that, let's jump in and look at next page, which is again a continuation. Look, we got continuation here. All these stocks have got high short ratio. Keep watching short ratio. Still high short ratio. Still there's a good positive gross margin here. So these are the names you could look at and make some sense and buy some of these names here. Keep watching with the 1 day 5 day here. If you see positive in 1 day 5 day, that tells you these stocks may be a turnaround candidates here. You could look at those names here. And we got a few great names here as you can scan through. I like Livent. It's a lithium play, as many of you know here. Stock is trying to turn around, as you can see here. Could be a good one to slowly buy into. And we got a few more, as you can see here. I also like DOCN, Digital Ocean. Stock is down big time here. You could see if it's worth buying here. Institutions are buying Digital Ocean, as you can see here. And Sorrento, as you can see here, it's also nice institution buy here. So with that, you could look at these names here and go from there. Next, we look at next page here. So now we'll even go after better quality here. These companies have got, in addition to, positive growth here, positive gross margin, these stocks also have got low valuation. Valuation price to sales ratio is less than 10. This could be even better candidates here for you to take a look and go from there. So as you look through here, this is the list here. Keep watching here. We got positive sales growth as well as positive gross margin. That's a good one here. These companies are growth stocks here. And also, keep watching valuation here. So from a valuation perspective, PS ratio perspective, all these stocks have got PS ratio less than 10. Many of them have got much lower PS ratio. So these could be good candidates here for you to take a look and go from there. And also look at a 1 day 5 day here. From a 1 day 5 day perspective, some of these names are trying to go higher. You could look at such names here. For example, Beyond Meat trying to go higher in 1 day 5 day. You could take a look at Beyond Meat here and see if it's worth buying slowly. Also look, volume is double the normal volume here and stock is going higher. That's also an indicator. When the volume goes higher and stock is going higher, that tells you this one has got more legs to go here. And I got a few more names. Look, China Data, we talked about it, trying to go higher short term here, which is a turning point. And we got Siri here. Stock doesn't do too well, as you know, but it's also turning around here. You could take a look at that one too. I would be passing up on Siri here. Right Trade is a good one. AMC, as you see here, it's has done great here, trying to go higher in the short term. Could be a good turnaround play here. You could take a look at that one too. Many of these names, as you can see here, they're tired of going lower. Many of them are trying to go higher. You could take a look at some of these names here. Given there is a high short ratio, they could be good turnaround candidates here. As usual, keep watching insider and institution buy here. When you see good insider buy or institution buy, like Beyond Meat and also like AMC, Shift 4, they are the good candidates for you to consider here and buy them slowly. Given RSI is low for all these stocks here, all these stocks are sold off nicely here. So with that, let's jump in here and look at next page here. It's a continuation here, same theme. So you could apply same methodology and buy some of your favorite names here. I've been buying some names like BTBT, Livent, and slowly accumulate them. Even though they're not doing great at the moment here, they can be great, a little more longer term swing play here. Look, lithium is Livent is going high in 1 day here. That's a good story. And keep watching inside an institution buy here. Those are the good ones which tell you turning point may be coming in names like Stitch Fix here and BTBT. And we got Green Box here, nice institution buy here, and so on and so forth. So with that, next we look at continuation here, apply same methodology here. Again, there are great names here. Many of you asked me about Berkeley Light here. Look, Berkeley Light, high short ratio. These shorts are breathing down its neck right now. I'll be slowly, buying in some of this Berkeley Light here. It's a good biotech name here. Look, RSI is low here. Stock has been pummeled big time down, as you can see here. Volume is going higher. It's a good time to slowly buy into these names. Only speculation, not a long-term buy here, just for pure speculation. Could be a good one here. And as you can scan through here, we got a few more names. Look, we got GoCo, Peloton, nice institution buy here. You could nice insider buy. You could look at those names here. Both are trying to go higher in the near term here. So Peloton is a compelling stock here, $35. This was very high, about 100 plus earlier. Could be a good one to buy into this downturn here. So with that, let's jump in here and look at the best way to grow your portfolio. Here, in addition to positive sales growth and gross margin, we are also having a low debt here. So these are the companies with a good debt. They are not going to go out of business anytime soon. Also low valuation, as you can see here. So with that, let's jump in here and go from there. Look, we got all these names here. Keep watching. So we got positive sales, both quarter over quarter, and positive gross margin. So these companies are growth companies. Look, debt is low here. Companies have got a lot of money here. They got low debt going with them. And look, high short ratio here. So that means good short swing candidates here. So that's why you got to look at these names here, especially they got low debt and high short ratio, and valuation is also very low, as you can see here. These are some of my better companies that I look at to play the short squeeze game. So look, we got a lot of good names here. Keep watching insider and institution buy. There are a lot of these names with nice insider institution buy here. You could focus on some of those names here and go from there. This is institution. We got also some companies with nice insider buy, as you can see here. And keep watching here. We got some companies with 1 day, 5 day. There is some positiveness going on here in 1 day, 5 day. You could look after those companies here, like China Data. Teledoc is a good one, trying to bounce here. HiMax is also trying to bounce, and we got a few more like Jumia. This is one of my favorite here. Completely sold off, trying to bounce slowly. You could look at such names here. Also look at volume leaders. For example, we got one right here. BTBT here, not BTBT, Jumia. Jumia volume is increasing here as the stock is going higher. That tells you that's a turnaround here. You could look at such candidates here. On the other hand, I think we got here, I think it's the green box here. Green box, it's already going higher, as you can see here. Already had a nice surge in 1 day, 5 day, and 10 day. This could be too late for us to jump in. I would go after better candidates here, which are not up already. And look at names like 3D Systems here. You could buy into 3D Systems. It's trying to go higher, as you can see here in 1 day. That could be a turning point here. And also you got pin DRDO. If you're if you're up to it, you could also look at some pin DRDO for a nice bounce here. Volume is 1.5 times normal volume here, more than 1.5 times normal volume. Nice bounce in 1 day here. So those are some names you could take a look and go from there. And next we got continuation, apply same principles here and go from there. All these stocks have got a low debt ratio. So you could take a look at those names here. Keep watching debt ratio here, all low debt ratio and nice sales growth. And some companies are trying to go in 1 day, 5 day, they're going to go higher. That tells you there is some turnaround going on here. You could look at those. Look, we got Car Guru here. This company is a good platform for used car buying, trying to go higher, and a nice high short ratio here. You could just 6% here, so you could take a look at that one too. So with that, let's jump in here and look at next candidates. So here we are looking at high short ratio meets and good financial growth and grades. So these stocks have got high short ratio, but Morningstar gives them a good financial and growth grade. So you could, if you're a conservative investor, you could take a look at these names here. Given they got nice financial and growth grades, you could invest in those. So look here, we got all these names here. Look, short ratio is high for these first few names here. And from a financial and growth grade perspective from Morningstar, they get a good grade here. So you could look at such candidates here and go from there. Look, we got my favorite stock here, CRISPR Therapeutics. Stock has been clobbered off late, trying to go higher here. It's got a nice financial grade, A grade, nice growth grade, which is B. You could take a look at such companies here. Take advantage of this high short ratio. Buy this for long term. This is a good one here. And then you got team here, Atlassian, which is a cloud stock, as many of you know here. This also has got a nice grade from Morningstar for financial and growth here, and a high short ratio. You could slowly inch into this one here. It's also out of favor from Wall Street. You could take a look at this one. This also comes back very nicely. Can be a great long-term play here. And we got a few more you could take a look at. I'm wondering who will short SPGI. It's one of the great stock here. Nice grade here from financial growth and profitability. Look, it's got a 8% short ratio. It's a great stock for long term. And we got a few more here. We got InMode, which is one of my favorite stock. I think InMode is a good one to buy for long term here. Stock is clobbered here. You could take advantage of that and buy some InMode here. And also, I like Cone here, Cyrus One. It's into data center, and it's a good stock to buy. It's got a 7% short ratio. You could buy this one too here. So with that, let's jump in here and look at next candidate. Next, we are talking about high short ratio and TTM Squeeze from John Carter. This tells you these stocks have to go high or low quickly. They can't wait. So this have to go high or low. So this is a short list here. Look, we got TTM Squeeze, 1 day, 3 day, 5 day, and so on and so forth. At the same time, as you can see here, we got high short ratio in some of these names. They have to move. They have to move fast. So you could take a look at some of these names here and see if it makes sense and go from there. RLX is a Chinese play here. They're into tobacco. I don't recommend RLX to anybody here. But look at other names like DraftKings. As you see here, DraftKings, it's trying to go higher in 1 day, as you can see here, and it's got a 1 day squeeze here that tells you this can go higher. It's turning around at this time here. On the other hand, SCAC is a very low price stock, just pure speculation here. It already had a nice squeeze here. I would not look into that one here. And you could look at these names here. Keep looking at 1 day and 5 day. If you see a small bounce here, given they got a 1 day, 3 day squeeze going on, 1 day, 3 day week, month squeeze going on, you could look at these names here, for a good short squeeze type scenario and a swing trading. Look, I like stocks like YMC here. That's a good one. Call Gurus is a good one. You could do that one too here. And I like Infosys, Indian IT company here. You could go after those names here and go from there. So with that, we look at next set of candidates here. Oops, I think we are done here. Thank you very much. Happy investing and trading. Please subscribe.